summer long. Played my game, but nothing else. Played my game, and now I master Krusty, that guy, and his love for the game. Playing my game, it goes by too fast. You give time to make sure you go. Don't stop, level up in that classical game. You must pass the level to get ranked up. It's the eye of the gamer staying up all night, rising up in the levels with our rival. And the last of the gamers try to rank up to light, and he's watching the screen with the eye of the gamer.
Welcome to episode 1 of the official XFL recap podcast.
Oh my god.
2020.
Oh jeez. Okay.
That's right, it's time to get going. First week of the season, big game. Big gamers like me. Huge scores, big tackles, large men.
Big slams. Walloping hits.
I was not expecting slams this big. First season, but we're coming out with a bang. And
a bang crack and a whip.
I think the Guardians beat the. I should have probably looked this up before I did this. Before I did this bit. The
Hold on. Keep vamping. Vamp.
Brought to you by Bang Energy. Bang Energy. Fuck. I'm
The official drink of XFL.
I love and I'm so it's just
Bang's doing that good. Huh?
This is the read. This is what they put in the copy here.
It's just my face tingles. Beta alanine's got me gives me face spiders.
Touch my shirt. Touch my fucking shirt. Just
Okay. You've been drinking a lot of Bang, huh?
No, actually, but every time I do, I feel like I have an episode, like an ordeal.
Yeah. No, you that's a rookie mistake. If you take a Bang, you need to channel it into some sort of physical activity. Otherwise, you will have an existential dread nightmare.
Yeah, no, I just end up like pacing, like comically pacing around like it's a joke, like it's a caffeine joke. But it's real.
You would think like, okay, well, I can drink 150 milligrams of caffeine.
Why'd you get muffled all of a sudden? You put something in between you and the mic?
No, there's nothing in between me and the mic.
Oh, you're all...
I'm a crackly boy?
No, you're not crackly. You're literally muffled, like you're behind something.
Hello? Hello? No?
That's still a little weird. It's probably fine, and I don't know.
Hold on.
Hello.
That's better. What'd you do?
Okay, sweet. I just unplugged it, plugged it back in.
Great.
Okay, so yeah, you think like 150 milligrams of caffeine, that's not that bad. Like it's a little jittery, but you get 300, that won't be that crazy. And then it's
I did not think it would. That was not my thought. I thought, oh, this is a lot, and then I drank it and it was a lot.
Yeah.
And I bought 2 more.
Which flavors you get?
Isn't like 325 or something? It doesn't even say on the can. You have to look it up online.
300 milligrams.
Exactly 300. Okay.
What
It's over 2
What flavors you get, dog?
I got the green and the blue. I drank a green yesterday. I've had 2 greens. This is my first blue. About what I expected.
Yeah, some of them are good. I like the black cherry one. I've just kind of cut out the middleman and started buying all of the stuff that's in Bang, and then just putting that in Gatorade.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I do now. And like
I've had caffeine pills too, but I like the ritual. I like having it. Plus, I took it a little bit slower this time. I've been drinking this one over the course of like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Not as bad.
Yeah, I did for the longest time. I just kind of converted my ritual into like putting all of my powders into a blender bottle, and then like drinking that blender bottle rather than what it was before is that I would always stop in at the exact same grocery store on my way to the gym every day. Like, and I would be like, okay, we're going to the gym now. And then I realized I was just blowing unbelievable amounts of money.
Yeah, I was down there for, how long was I down there? A week? And just every time we went to the grocery store, you just picked up a single energy drink.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why don't you buy multiple? And you're just like, I'm just drinking one.
What do you think? I'm some sort of fucking degenerate?
Yeah, what am I, crazy?
Declan?
Hey.
I'm pouring up big for this episode. I'm pouring up big because I just had the worst weekend of my entire life.
Oh, you were rooting for the Guardians, huh?
Dude.
You were rooting for the Battlehawks.
I was really invested. Well, the Battlehawks won. I've actually got the standings in front of me now.
Oh, okay,
no,
great.
I'm a Dallas Renegades fan, obviously.
Is something using up your internet? You're very muffled this time.
I don't think so. My network usage is near zero.
Wilds. All right. You're still audible, I guess.
Action. How about now?
I mean, better, but it's just going to keep happening, so I guess we'll just worry about it next time.
That's quite annoying. Anyway, do you want to continue the XFL bit? Are we?
I do want to know who won. I caught I think I caught the end of the. There's Mage. I caught the end of the last game on Sunday, which was the Renegades versus the Battlehawks. It was. I enjoyed the half hour or so that I watched. The announcers are fun. They're having fun. They're having a good time.
That's good. Yeah, because it's all jokes and it won't exist in a year.
I turned it on, and the first play I saw was this guy made a perfect punt where it landed like the inch in front of the goal line, and his own team member dove and got it, which he should have done because it was a perfect
clip.
punt.
That's
yeah.
What?
Well, and just the announcer was just like, "Oh my God, he ruined the perfect punt!" Just like going off on him, and then who's the former player who's in like an announcer? He has a name.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman just like walks up. I don't think he was even announcing, but he like walked up to the mics and he was like, "Oh my God, did you see that guy ruin that punt?" He's just talking for a minute, and then they interviewed him, and he was just like, "Oh, I thought the guy touched it, so I dove on the ball, but I was wrong." And so it was like they can make fun of the guy, and then also he can explain himself, and they were like, oh, "Okay, well, I guess I get it." So it was a nice. I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, that's Pat McAfee was the announcer during that clip. Who is he's an icon at this point. He's a former NFL punter with a lot of attitude.
Okay.
And that's why
I'm here. It's attitude.
I did not watch any of the XFL. I was too busy experiencing the worst period of my entire life. I don't know how much of this I want to go into. I'm going to give you the most brief summation that I can provide.
All
right. So, I shot. So I part of my right now I make a lot of income off of shooting weddings. I do wedding videography. It's my gig. And I had a wedding in Louisiana this past weekend. I had a piece of equipment that was kind of what landed me the gig in the first place was access to this particular piece of equipment. I drove all the way to Louisiana for the rehearsal dinner. Got to Louisiana and realized that which was a 5.5 hour drive. Got to Louisiana and realized that I had forgotten the piece of equipment back in Texas. So my partner and I, after the rehearsal dinner, which let out at 10:30, got in our car and hauled our happy asses back to Texas. And then we drove back to Louisiana in one night.
Why'd you both go?
Because we needed to trade off because we were driving through the night and there was absolutely no way I could have done it without falling asleep at the wheel. We are 20 minutes outside of the city that we are going back to, the city of the wedding's happening in. Get pulled over for doing 85 and a 75. Oh. So we get hit with a fucking $222 speeding ticket. And so things aren't going great. There's no coordinator at this wedding, so it's just kind of like a complete nightmare clusterfuck in which nobody knows what's going on, and it's just a miracle that anything gets done. And then anyway, so we just noticed there's a lot of tension, and that the people we're shooting for are rather dramatic. At one point, the bride's mother accused my partner of being quote unquote all over her daughter.
Uh-oh.
Which he's just filming her. He's just doing his job, the thing that we were hired to do. And I know this guy, like, he's not like a sex pervert or anything. And so that was weird. And then later in the night, I kind of saw a moment of like a flare up where the groom's mother called him an asshole and then walked off. And then the bride said a similar, something along the same lines, where she's like, total asshole, and then walked away. And the groom's just kind of shrugging like, what did I do? Right?
Okay.
And so then we're waiting around for 3 hours because it's just like open dances or whatever. The end of the night comes around. They're going to do a sparkler getaway. So basically everybody's going to wait outside the venue with sparklers. They're going to run through it and get in their getaway car and drive away. So everybody starts lining up outside. They get the sparklers out. Everybody's getting ready. And then the groom's brother comes up to us and says, yeah, we're not going to, you guys shouldn't film this. You shouldn't film what's about to happen. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? This is our job. And he's like, yeah, the groom is indisposed right now. And we're like, oh, okay. So we start packing up and get ready to go to leave.
Indisposed means slightly unwell, I'm learning. Or averse or unwilling? I'm on the edge of my seat.
Unwell.
Oh.
So we start packing up to go away. So we're gonna leave. We're like, we should get out of here. Things are getting fucking weird. And as I'm packing up, I overhear, gave him something to sober him up, and barred out. And
okay.
And you really shouldn't take that much. And I'm like, okay. So I got to get my car, bring it around to like the front to pack up my gear, and then I see a fucking ambulance pull in. And I'm like, no fucking way.
Oh, you should have gotten way more turned to this wedding. It sounds like it was a party.
And they pull out a fucking a
defibrillator.
They pull out a fucking ominous black box and then head into the bathroom of the venue.
They put on robes and capes.
So we're like,
lances.
Oh shit, we need to get the fuck out of here right now. So we get in the car and start driving back to our hotel, and then an ambulance.
And then a meteor starts falling.
An ambulance screams by us with its lights on and everything. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, did the groom just overdose? and
He didn't underdose. It sounds like.
So I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at this poor man's horrible situation, but more at the absurdity of having been up for a good 30 some odd hours at that point.
Yeah, I would have thought I was hallucinating at that point.
Dude, it was fucking surreal.
It's really surreal. I feel surreal hearing it. Like being there before, being in a city you don't live in and having that happen.
Being in a city you don't live in is already enough. Yeah. But anyway, so that happens. And so we go to, we're just like, fuck it, we're going back to the hotel. We just drink a couple of beers and go to sleep and try to process everything that just happened to us.
I'm surprised you haven't been at any weddings where something like that has happened. I would expect that to, at least maybe not always the groom, but I would expect someone to get hospitalized more often than that. But I don't know.
Usually there's like a cutoff time for the bar, and stuff like that. But I did shoot with a person who they shot a wedding where the best man committed suicide in the hotel bathroom the night before. Oh,
okay. They still had that then, huh?
Yeah. I think they ended up not having the wedding.
Oh, okay.
He was supposed to shoot it, and then he received a phone call and was like, yeah, and this wedding's off.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's not even over yet. That's the thing. So because of the insane clusterfuckery that was going on, I didn't have time to grab drone coverage, which is the thing that it actually went back to go grit. That's the thing I went back to Texas to get.
Oh God.
So the next day I'm like, well, all right, fine, yeah, I'll just put the drone up. I'll go to the venue and explain myself and be like, hey, we didn't have time. And can I just grab this now? So I go to the reception venue. I can't find anybody to talk to at all. And I just kind of got a weird vibe because there was like another part. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put the drone up, get it as quick as I can, and get on the road. I put the drone up. The drone goes 15 feet into the air, straight into a tree, and then careens into the ground at 40 miles per hour and explodes.
Explodes?
It explodes.
Exploded would be the only word that would be appropriate for what occurred, because fucking propellers flew everywhere. The rotors came flying off. It was it was a disaster.
It's built to absorb impacts. That's what it's supposed to do.
At 40 miles per hour. Yeah, no, the thing's fucked.
Oh.
the camera broke off. It's a nightmare. Yeah, so I'm currently on eBay looking to buy another drone.
What? You didn't have insurance?
It was this. I've had this drone for 3 years. Nobody will insure it that far out.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I got it. So yeah, I basically pulled two all-nighters inside of 1 week.
Probably didn't break even on that one, huh? That one might be a loss.
I'm still gonna make a little bit. The ticket was bad enough. The loss of the drone is a big deal, but it's an older drone at this point, and I've been due to upgrade for a while anyway. This is just kind of like the shove in the right direction that I needed. So I'm going to count it as not a loss, but a necessary thing to have happen. Because I've been like, this drone is no longer cutting it anyway. So, fucking A. Fucking
That's
A, man.
Cool. I've been napping.
Oh, that's good.
Been playing video games.
What games you done been playing?
I play Red Dead for half an hour at a time until my computer crashes, and
David's calling me.
Oh, okay. On the phone?
No, on Discord.
Don't put him in the call.
No, I'm not doing that.
Don't do it.
Anyway, Red Dead for half an hour at a time.
That game, yeah. That game's very, very pretty.
Have you figured out what it is that's crashing your rig?
The video game. They put the whole West in a video game, and my computer, strong as it is, cannot handle it.
That's gotta be pretty fucking cool, though.
It's very nice.
How are those horse testes?
They poop all the time. You can pet them. You can pet dogs.
Oh, petting dogs, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's that game looks so good that it almost it doesn't, but it almost satisfies my desire to go into the woods for real, because it's just I can just hang out, crouch down, listen to the wind. Cannot play at 4K. Nothing can handle that game at 4K because I'm not CERN.
Oh yeah. You don't have fucking 12 Xenon processors running in unison.
I don't have 64 cores. I say computer terms in Linus from Linus Tech Tips voice now. When I hear a core count, I hear his dumb Canadian voice.
What a dork.
What a gay dork.
No dorks allowed.
Oh, I forgot to retweet. Have you heard? I've been made aware of this shitpost album. You know how some albums are just like shitcore, I think it's called.
Yeah, sure.
There's a 4-hour album called, I think it's called No Dorks Allowed or something, and it's a Kevin-based, Kevin from Ed, and Eddie based album.
Wow. No dorks allowed.
Is it? Oh no, Dorkcore 101, Kevin and the Bikes. It was. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but it was a hell of a ride. It's 101 tracks long.
Oh my god.
The last track is, if you're making an album like this, what would you make the last track?
Oh, I fucking can't even begin.
It's like 4 hours of like skits and weird experimental nonsense. and like samples and just total garbage. Like how do you close it out?
Surf rock.
There's probably surf rock. No, it's just like unbearably loud noise. It's just it's head destroying noise.
De-dorkanization is the track. Oh my god! I'll definitely give this a spin. Are you kidding me?
Yep. I mean, it's like it's probably, I've never listened to a 4-hour long album, but it's probably like anything that's that long, you're just gonna like get attached to in a way where it's just like you're gonna think it's the album of the year.
I have watched a decent amount of Ed, and Eddie recently.
Track 40, fuck Jimmy.
Straight up though. Yeah, no, I've listened to I've watched a decent amount of Ed, and Eddie recently, just because I've been nostalgic for it, and it holds up really damn well. In kind of like it scratches the exact same itch that it was scratching at the time. I feel, which is unique. Because there's a lot of stuff that holds up in absolutely no way. Have you heard the thing? This is
we were talking recently about how, like, my friend and my other friend Ethan, who I was friends with when I was 11, would just talk like Ed, meaning talk like a retard, just all the time, and our parents got so sick of it.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a thing in my house as well.
Track 23, my bike is better than Naz.
That's
Sorry,
true.
go
You
ahead.
can ride that shit all day long, baby. I didn't have any. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about Rocket Power. Have you seen the fan theory? First of all, there are fan theories around Rocket Power in 2020. People are still watching that and thinking
fan theories. All right, they're all in purgatory. No, wait, that is also Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah. No, it's the theory that Tito is not the main two kids' father, and that Tito is the main two kids' father and not Raimundo. Because Raimundo,
I forgot his name is Raimundo.
Raimundo is he's white, and then his dead wife is also white, but Tito has this kind of tan, or like kind of a darker
and the kids
skin.
are okay, right.
Right, and
the writers were watching King of the Hill and were like, "That's funny."
But yes, that's a thing that I've seen tossed around, and there's also like an episode that supposedly backs up that theory. I thought it was very humorous, and
that's the kind of thing that late 90s, early 2000s TV kids writers would joke about and put in the show. Sure.
Well, check it. What if Raimundo
check it.
actually wasn't
Raimundo?
What if he was impotent and could not actually produce seed?
Tito, I want you to impregnate you're my best friend. Listen.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tito's like, all right, brother, show me where that pussy at, and I'll stick it in there.
It's like the ancient Hawaiians used to say, I am about to bust.
Are the kids twins? Because he might have only
I think they were twins. Yeah, wouldn't they argue about who was born first? Or I don't fucking remember. Gearhead says that every kid named Kevin has been a douchebag, no exceptions. You know a guy named Kevin. Can you confirm?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, he's a. I know he's not a douchebag, but if you were some sort of fucking dork loser, then he would seem like a douchebag.
I was a douchebag at 11, so
yeah,
it would kind of be weird if you weren't.
I've had the song "Teenage Dirtbag" in my head for like a week now. You know that song?
Teenage Dirtbag. Wait, no, it's different.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. No. You don't know that song?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, we should probably start talking about that anime.
Yeah, I don't. It's not going to be a long episode when we start talking about the anime. I feel like because it's one of those times we watch a good show and it's like I don't know what to. But we were talking a while ago about those videos where it's supposedly black people reacting to songs where they hear for the first time.
Yeah,
and we were skeptical as to the idea that like you could go your entire life without hearing Bohemian Rhapsody just because you're black.
Right.
And I wasn't sure about that too, but then I just saw a video recently of a couple black dudes reacting to hearing Sultans of Swing, and I realized that I think I've gone my entire life without hearing that song.
What is Sultans of Swing?
Uh-oh.
Dire
All right.
Straits?
Well, yeah.
All right. Play it through gang stalking.
Okay. We're gonna get copyright stricken, but sure.
Well, we've already
Dire
used
Straits.
I have the gamer. You know that I have the gamer recording artist is very litigious.
That's true. Dire Straits did Money for Nothing?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
They did.
No, it doesn't. No.
Okay, so somehow YouTube's fucking up, and I'm on Dire Straits Sultans of Swing, and the video is still the Eye of the Gamer.
As it should be.
Nope, it's
it's just plain Eye of the Gamer, huh?
It's just playing. I'm stuck on that video forever now.
All right. Well, those worse videos to be stuck on, I'd say.
That's horrifying. How do I get it?
Okay.
It's like it's a rock.
You get a shiver in the dark. It's raining in the park.
Nope.
Meantime.
Okay,
No,
so
never
you two
heard
then. Wow. This has 133 million views on YouTube.
Everything.
This is a classic rock tune, I believe.
It sounds like he's trying to chomp Lou
blowing
Reed.
Dixie, double fall time.
I don't know.
You feel alright when you hear the music ring.
That's what that is.
Yeah, I don't know the song at all.
You know Money for Nothing.
No.
Get your money for nothing and the chicks for free. That one?
No, I don't know that song.
What? Yes, you've heard that one.
I don't know it off the top of my head. I don't know it. This sounds like unremarkable, kind of like Southwestern inspired Brit rock.
Have you heard the Weird Al parody about the Beverly Hillbillies?
No.
The really long drum intro. Come on.
It sounds like Smoke on the Water.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I thought I was bad. Holy.
No, never heard that before in my life. If
Well,
I did hear it, I would think I was listening to Smoke on the Water.
No, this is embarrassing for both of us. We have to stop. We have to talk about Gundam.
All right, let's talk about that Gundarn.
We watched a Gundam because this show's about trying new things.
Yeah,
I think that's
opening your
really the
mind.
theme of. Yeah. So we decided to start getting into Gundam with one Gundam that's not the first Gundam because that shit's a lot of episodes. So we watched an OVA. It's standalone. I understood it, so I guess that means it worked. I guess that means we were right.
You're saying that we were like, let's take a shot on a standalone piece of Gundam media under the assumption that maybe it would be comprehensible without having some sort of prior knowledge of the larger Gundam universe.
That is what I was saying. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Yes, that was what we did.
We watched War in the Pocket, which is I have notes. That's great. 1989.
Mm-hmm.
It was made to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Gundam, even though Gundam was 78, I think. Close enough.
10-ish anniversary. Yeah.
Apparently, it's not like the other Gundams, but so I guess I don't know if we're that much closer to understanding Gundam now.
I got to see the robots fight a little bit.
We did, yeah. The mobile suits, please. But yeah, I guess you don't have to have seen the other ones to watch this one. I'm sure there are other good standalone Gundams too, but this is the last one that I was reminded of. So we went with this one.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's like the first. Oh no, yeah. We should do the 8th MS team next. That's another OVA. That one's 12 episodes and it's from like 98, 99, something.
We're gonna have a firm understanding of all the surrounding events of the main Gundam storyline.
Yeah, all the side stories.
It would be like reading the Silmarillion or in The Hobbit, and then never reading the core Lord of the Rings trilogy.
You could do that.
Sure. This worked out great.
That would be fine. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So we'd not watch Gundam or Zeta Gundam or Gundam ZZ, which are all 40 to 50 episodes.
No Gundam Unicorn. No G Gundam.
Well, I mean, yeah, those are the Those are more recent. I'm
No
talking like
Gundam Wing.
we didn't start canonic. No, Gundam Seed. I think people like the first season of Seed. I think the second one is not as well liked.
No fucking Iron-Blooded Orphans.
No, no Thunderbolt.
Nope.
No Build Fighters. I don't know if we'll get to that one, to be honest.
Yeah,
that one might not
I think
happen.
I might go the entirety of my life without watching Build Fighters if I end up getting married at some point.
Turn a Gundam. I hardly know him.
So awful. Go on.
Sorry.
Fuck.
I was looking up the Gundam. There's a bunch of timelines, so I think you can watch each timeline individually without seeing the others. So, like, there's the main. I've already forgotten everything. I don't know. There's a bunch of these.
There are 3 timelines. There are 3.
Yeah.
We are in the main timeline. This exists in the same timeline as Mobile Suit Gundam and Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam.
That's right.
So this is the 0079 universe, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you understand any of that, then this is what we're working on.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's After Colony, After War, Future Century, Cosmic Era, Anno Domini. That's us, I think. They made a show about us. Advanced Generation, and then
finally a show about us gamers.
Oh yeah, and then Universal Century, which is this one.
Yes.
I guess UC, Universal Century, Future Century, and After Colony, and After War all converge in Turn A Gundam, which takes place in the correct century. Well, aren't they feeling high and mighty?
Oh my god. Yeah, arrogant fucks.
Is that time travel? Is that what's going on? What's happening in Turn A Gundam?
It's kind of like a Days of Future Past scenario where the old version of the characters and the new version of the characters get smashed together.
A Gundam has sex with another Gundam and becomes his own father. That's fucked up.
Nice.
I don't know if that happens in X-Men, but...
Yo, check it. How come Kyle Reese how come John Connor doesn't send himself back to the past to fuck his mom in the Terminator franchise?
What a loser. Yeah, I don't know.
What are you, some sort of cuck letting somebody else fuck your mom?
That's true. I mean, he probably didn't know that, right?
No, he knows.
What?
He knows that Kyle Reese is his father.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of weird, actually.
Dude, Terminator's fucked. I mean, like, really...
It's cool that you get to choose your dad, though. You're like, who am I sending back? Right?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne, you will be my father.
What celebrity do you send back in time to be your dad?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know.
I would probably send myself back, and I'd probably send the Vin Diesel back in time because he knows a thing or two about family.
Do you need? I mean, you need to choose someone that your mom will definitely fuck, though.
But you're telling me you wouldn't fuck Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel's kind of weird looking, man. He looked good for like 2 years in like 2002.
It's when he had those goggles on for those fucking movies.
I feel like they've had to shoot Vin Diesel from like the nipples up for 15 years.
That dude's got some fucking pepperoni nips too. People don't talk about this.
I wasn't thinking as much specifically about the nipples. I just think he has like the beer gut to end all beer guts.
No, he's got huge nips. This is known.
Nice.
This is known. Anyway, let's continue.
Gundam War in the Pocket is not directed by Tomino. It's the first one not directed by him. It's directed by Takayama Fumihiko, who directed kind of episode 7 of Bubblegum Crisis and a couple other OVAs I've never heard of, and wrote Alice and Zoroku and Sword of the Stranger. I don't know. It's about family. Speaking of the D's. Do you agree?
Sorry, I was just kind of taken with Vin
Are you looking at
Diesel's-
pictures of Vin Diesel's nipples?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be talking about Gundam.
I
Stop
was
it. Stop looking
completely
at them.
absorbed by his nipples. They're hypnotic. It's if I ever needed hypnotherapy, I know the man that I would go to.
All right, I'm going in. I put 2 eyes. It's Neeples by accident. What the
Nipples.
fuck? He's got tattoos on him in this one. They're little
His
suns.
his nipples actually aren't that big.
Yeah, no. What were you thinking of?
No, I was kind of talking out of my ass because I thought it'd be funny.
We haven't even discussed that new trailer on the podcast. Bringing back Han.
I wish that had been a twist in the movie.
It was a twist when I saw the trailer. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a little disappointing that I didn't get to.
You can't have a marketing gimmick like that not in the trailer.
Yeah, it's just a shame.
The real twist in the movie is that they kill him again.
Or that he's Han's twin brother.
That would piss. I mean, who even? There's like 8 people in the world who even like. No one actually like pays attention to or remembers what happens in those movies besides people who like are ironically somewhat invested in it like us, right? Like are the
Well, people know that Han died. Like,
do
people
they?
know-
No one remembers the 2006 movie.
No.
The people, the $300 million, the people like paying that who go see are not. They don't remember who the fuck Han is. They don't
So
know
the
any
thing
of these
is
people.
that they need to
They're not
redeem
real. They're not
Shaw.
real writers.
They need to redeem Shaw because Shaw killed Han in the chronology that we've been seeing so far.
They're not going to redeem him. They already had a whole movie about him.
Right, but that whole movie does not include. And I guess he was in 8 as a hero.
He was a good guy in 8. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
he was
but
funny
I think
British guy.
They need to completely undo any sort of misdoings that he might have done. Right.
But they already did that when they just had a movie where he was just part of the gang.
Right, but I think people might have brought up, hey, are we just chill with the fact that he murdered Han?
Yeah.
And then we're like, no, we're not chill with that. Here's Han again.
See, I don't know if that his character's still the same though. He still might as well have murdered Han.
Hey, do you think I could place bets on the types of food that Han will eat in this new movie?
Like the brands?
No, just the varieties of food, like popcorn, nachos. Maybe
Nachos
hot
are
fries.
too messy. He's a snack guy. He's always nachos don't come in bags. So he's going to be eating peanuts and maybe some popcorn. Like maybe
Doritos.
he'll eat some Pocky.
Pocky's a good call.
Because he's Japanese and that's getting a little bit more popular over here.
Yeah. And
wait,
if
no,
you wonder how
he's not Japanese. He's from Japan, but his name's Han, so I guess he's Chinese or something. Right?
I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo.
I was there.
Back to War in the Pocket.
War in the Pocket's about a little kid. Well, it starts out. The first episode is a grizzled group of special forces, black ops guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're salt of the earth mech fellas, and they're smoking in their mechs, they're drinking in their mechs, they got porn in the mechs. And
I liked that element in it. I also think that their cockpits look super cool.
Yeah, they got ladies all up in their cockpits.
Cockpits are a hard thing, I think, when you're doing these kind of larger mechs. And I think that these have a really good feel to them. They feel lived in, which is an important part of sci-fi.
In a way, the mechs are like another character in the series.
That's deep.
And they're fucking up this base, and they have these weird. I'm gonna try really hard not to just call them all Gundams the whole time. One of the things I learned is that they're not all Gundams. They're mobile suits, but the mobile suits they got are like amphibious, and they're all floppy. They're all flopping around to fight stuff.
Yeah.
And one of their guys, Andy, he bites it trying to take this rocket ship out. But the other side, they get this rocket with special cargo out, and then we get the opening, which 80s mech shows really love using love songs as their openings. We've learned it's hilarious.
Don't you know that you are so sweet, Declan?
Can't you see that you are sweet? Yes.
Can't you see how that you are so sweet?
Let me love you so. Yes. Just a sappy love song about in your mech show. Then we meet our little protagonist who's hanging out in class, and they're talking about this badge that his friends got, and he says it's a real badge, and there's this know-it-all bitch, this fucking dumb bitch, spoil sport, telling him it's not real. Yeah, tattletale.
I mean, there's always those fucking narcs. I thought this was authentic, because when you're a kid, you're just lying about shit all the time, you know, because you want to one up your friends. And then there's always that one fucking narc ass smart ass.
Fucking women always wanting you to not lie.
Yeah,
Pisses
what's
me
the
off.
deal with that? Yeah, blowing me in.
And so they're doing kid stuff. I feel like no one figured out how to animate human faces until like 1999. They're all so weird. They're all so squinty and fucked up. Like in a way, it's a beautiful testament to the autism of the Japanese that they can spend like hundreds of man-hours drawing robots, but they can't like get faces right.
Well, they have to look at each other. They have to stare into each other's eyes. And
Yeah,
that's
no,
horrifying.
you don't want to do that. You have to look at someone else, or you have to look in a mirror. And when you've been up for 4 straight days drawing robots, it's not a great time.
You start to look like a robot yourself.
How ironic. So the kid keeps talking about how his dad's coming back from war, and at first I had a really bad feeling about his dad. But he's all right. He comes back first episode here, he's the kid's name is Al, and he's also doing some sneaky stuff, like he's filming this military base, which I thought would get him in trouble, but it turns out it's actually foreshadowing. And he's also got a neighbor named Christina McKenzie.
Oof! What a piece, huh?
What a piece of yeah, I don't know.
What a firecracker!
She's a red-headed anime lady.
Yep.
She dries him up. He's got these short. I feel like it's a little late in the '80s to be putting shorts this short on small boys. I feel like we should be a little bit past this. I mean,
it made me uncomfortable at times. Because like, you know.
I mean, it gives it kind of a Boy Scouty vibe, which I get is sort of the motif. But they're really short. I mean,
yeah,
he looks like a World War II propaganda poster. He's like so triangular and shorted.
Oh yeah, that kid should be learning how to forage and setting up tents and stuff. But kids don't really do that anymore. And he also lives on like a colony, you know.
Yeah, they're in this space cylinder.
Did we talk about the space cylinder at all? Because it's fucking rad.
Yeah, I've seen these before. Like, I had like a wallpaper that was this, and I didn't even realize it was from Gundam. But yeah, it's like a big. It's like a cylinder, but like 2/3 of it is transparent, so you can see inside. But it's in space, and it's like people live on it.
It's really fucking cool. I like the idea of centrifugal force being like the source of gravity. I don't know whether or not it works.
I mean, you have to keep accelerating, which is kind of.
Okay, so if you don't accelerate, the effect goes away then.
Yeah, that's how people think flat Earth works. Is we're accelerating downwards at 9.8 meters per second, which is how gravity, or no, accelerating upwards, which would make us feel pull at that speed downwards. But that you get really fast real quick.
I see.
So I don't know how. Yeah, I think you can only keep artificial gravity going for so long. You gotta...
It's also a little nebulous because it seems like there are points where gravity is lessened, and I don't really understand when those transitions happen. I don't know.
When he's in the base, sometimes there's no gravity.
Sometimes, or low gravity.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to worry about it too much.
That's a little spice. That's lore. That's series, stuff.
Sure.
What else happens in episode 1? Chris gives him a pink sweater and they have a tea party. I forgot about that.
Oh, so cute.
Like, oh no, she's sissy hypnotizing him. And then he does some gaming.
Yep. He destroys his city.
Yeah, he plays Stalking Crisis, which is a great.
Yes.
That sounds like a Japanese video game title from the 80s.
I wish we knew about Stalking Crisis before we started this podcast, because Stalking Crisis would be pretty good. That's a pretty good title.
Yeah, it sounds better, but it makes even less sense.
You know what? That's exactly what we're going for, though. We're
Yeah.
going. I wish we could. I wish the name of our podcast was indicative of our, 80s OVA aesthetic.
Even though we know nothing about anime in the 80s. Yeah, he fucks up his hometown in the game. And I was like, damn, is this boy twisted? Is this gonna be his downfall? Not really. And then his town explodes and he doesn't really care. Yeah, it's just his town gets attacked, or his colony, and this is when I realized that every battle is going to have fun synth, no matter what is happening in it. Just his whole town's getting fucked up, and it's just happy synth time, baby.
Little awkward. Again, it's another thing I can kind of tune out. It just maybe undercuts the overall vibe that they're going for.
And here it kind of works because like him and his friends think it's rad that war is happening.
Yes.
Which is kind of like they kind of keep going back to this, and I guess it works like at the end.
At the very, very end.
Yes. At that I was like, okay, you made this into a point because
there's a tonal dissonance going on in that particular sequence, and even here at the beginning, I think it works well.
Yeah,
I think
for the rest of the series, it was like plot happening, and then it would go back to like, isn't it fucked up how kids think war is cool? And I was like, not really. That's like normal. But then it's like it incorporates it later. But yeah, they think it's totally sick how all these buildings are blowing up. And he runs for the Gundam. I mean, the mobile suit. The other one, the green guys are the Zeta. I learned, or no, not Zeta. Zeon.
Zeon.
Zeta's
yes.
the series.
Dude, Zeon. We're learning shit, man. We're learning about Gundam.
I know stuff. It's the Principality of Zeon.
Yes, dude. Isn't this sick?
Yes, I'm so glad that I know that I saw the symbol and I was like, oh, now I know where that's from.
Yeah, dude.
And it crashes in the park. And the pilot, he meets the pilot, and that's a cliffhanger.
That's a great cliffhanger.
One thing I don't know about Gundam is I don't know if Zeon is supposed to be like the bad guys, or if Gundam is sort of like
it's morally ambiguous, is my understanding of Gundam.
Oh God, what's the series? The 100 episode with the space opera, you know.
Oh, Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Yeah, it's just like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, where it's just like neither one's really the bad guy, but
that
Zeon,
is what it is.
Okay, because Zeon definitely looks. They have the harsher aesthetic, like they're.
That's because they're the rebels.
Okay, sure.
They have presumably fewer resources.
They're more Spartan looking. Yeah.
I'm going to go use the restroom right quick.
And
then we shall return because we've reached the end of the first episode.
Okay, yeah, only 6 more bathroom breaks.
Remind me to talk about the eye catches when I come back.
The eye catches is very good. Okay, sure. I don't know what else there is to say about the eye catches. It's break time. I don't have anything prepared. I'm drinking this sour beer. I got introduced to sour beer by Steven, and now I'm a sour beer guy, and I'm gonna be all annoying. I'm gonna be like, this is sour. I only drink sour beer. It's really good though. Yeah, we should watch 8th MS Team after this. We should watch no actual Gundam series. What year is that? 1996. Great year. 99. Oh my God, it took forever to air this shit. Jesus, it's like that lasted a while. 96, 99. Wow. There's so many Gundams. I was looking at all the, not even the series. I was looking at the models, the types of Gundams, mobile suits, whatever. They made a whole bunch of those. I don't even know why they make regular, because they also got like spaceships and stuff. Seems like mostly they just use the robots though. But also nukes are still important. That's funny. They're floating around in space. They still haven't figured out how to how to stop nukes. They seem very simple at this point. Maybe they're like space nukes. Maybe they're even better than our nukes.
Okay, I am returned.
Talk about the eye catches.
Okay. The eye catches might be my favorite thing about the show, which is I think this OVA is great. Not to spoil my opinion on it or anything. But
I'm sorry. I have to every time a user says something, I have to interrupt you. We need engagement here. And Gearhead's, I was talking about sour beer. Gearhead says he had a sour beer once. It was all right. He's more of a dark lager kind of guy. Well, aren't you a big mature man?
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't really like lagers.
You're stronger than I am. Yeah, no, I can't.
Or stouts. Stouts are gross to me. Lagers are okay.
I'm a little baby boy. I only like bright, zingy things.
Yeah, I want something that's basically soda.
I want as close to my mother's milk as possible. I want.
Well, though, in that case, you would prefer a stout.
Maybe, yeah.
So the eye catches, there are two of them. There's one with Al wearing a military helmet, very bright smile on, which is it's a great image.
That's why yes, that's probably where I got the idea for. He looks like a World War II poster.
Yes, and then there's also an eye catch of his pocket with a rocket in a fucking a jackknife and a magazine in it.
This is it's Boy Scout Corps, Essential Boy Scout Corps, Volume 1.
It's fucking amazing. it's just a great image, and I'm wondering, has anybody for an album cover yet? Has somebody used this as an album cover? Because it'd be perfect.
You can't. That's not allowed. You have to.
You can pay the rights for that. You can get that shit fucking cleared.
Maybe. There's got to be a mixtape somewhere with that. Yeah.
Oh, I just had a random thought. This is unrelated to anything that we've been talking about so far. If you
hold on, Gearhead says I tend to like strong, disgusting tastes in general. Might have legit brain damage. No, it's good. You don't want to be adjusted to like the baby tongues that we're supposed to have. You gotta de-sugar your brain. I
was just reading.
You gotta paleo. You need to funkify your shit. We should only be eating weird like dark funky tastes. That's what you're supposed to. I've been eating my homemade
nuts
sauerkraut.
And mushrooms.
That's good. Yeah.
Sugar
should be like a once in a while. What were you saying?
Well, your carbs and sugars are gonna kill us, but I've been reading. I mentioned this before several times. I've been reading the His Dark Materials books, fucking Golden Compass.
You keep talking about these.
Well, I love them, and in the books, the main character hasn't eaten anything in like several days, and then eats a raw fucking a raw seal, like a raw seal, and eats the heart. And it's described as being the most luscious, delicious thing ever.
Oh, I bet heart is so flavorful, just so strong, like all the nutrient. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's a fucking it's simultaneously nasty, but also at the same time you're feeling exactly what she's feeling in that moment, where you're like just consuming nutrients in their most base form after not eating anything for a while.
I've heard stories of people stranded at sea eating like fish eyeballs and just loving it.
Oh yeah.
Or I'll go 2 days without eating just because I forgot, or not 2 days, but just like even just 16 hours without eating, and then you just eat like a slice of bread and you're like fuck.
Yeah. Do we want to we've discussed previously about seeing who can lose weight, more weight in a period of time.
I mean, I could do pretty well with that.
What dietary challenge should we put each other to?
I was thinking about going full carnivore. I might just do,
Oh, you're in the fucking Jordan Peterson.
Well, not raw meat, no. But it sounds all right because you just First of all, it sounds easy. You don't have to prepare food. It's just 2 steaks a day, you know.
Sounds a little expensive. I kind of need something to fill out, you know, like
It's not. I mean, it'd be like $14 a day for food. That's not crazy.
I did also make like
It's $98 a week for food, assuming you're
Holy
eating nothing
shit.
else besides like water.
I
Salt.
just cooked 5 pounds of chicken, and that cost me like $9.
Chicken is insanely cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know.
But
Maybe we both try different diets and compare notes.
Just like how hard we wake up in the morning and like like how low our heart rate is.
Gearhead apparently went full carnivore for once for the low carb stuff. Dropped 60 pounds. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the
I'm
verge.
more interested in like Joe Rogan was talking about how much energy he felt like he had, and I love the idea of having any amount of energy because like I eat now and I just eat and then I just like have an hour where I just sit and I'm just like trying not to fall asleep and then usually I fall asleep. It's like it would be nice to not have that happen. I made some soup. I made like some imitation Zuppa Toscana from Olive Garden. I would eat a bowl of that and just like be dead for an hour and a half.
Well, yeah, that's so sodium heavy, and that's
Sodium
all
and
like,
just cream and just like
Yeah.
must have been 100 grams of fat per serving.
Yeah, I was you know what I was missing recently? Really, I was getting the crazy nostalgic over this. Was I miss Calorie Mates. I miss
Oh, we
just,
ate a
like,
lot of those in Japan, yeah.
Calorie Mates. That might have been the
because
base
Metal
of my
Gear
diet.
name. It's just
Yeah.
shortbread.
It's shortbread, but it's packed with fucking nutrients, and it's really dense and like.
I mean, yeah, there's probably like some B vitamins or whatever in it. I had goddamn superpower. Sweet. Oh man, I'm really tempted to go carnivore.
Yeah.
I would probably take fiber supplements and maybe some vitamins.
I gotta stand up to the plate for his Dark Materials right quick.
Okay, I feel like you've been doing this a lot. I guess maybe not on the podcast.
In the previous conversations, you've said that I said that it was all ages fiction, and I got to take it back. This is firmly in like
Is it tween?
It is a maturity level above young adult. I think that you could give these books to a kids and they would appreciate the fantasy elements of it, but there were some really graphic descriptions in those books, and also a lot of very very difficult themes and pretty extreme beliefs in those books. And I am taken with them. I'm taken with them.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on.
I'm excited to see the look on the cashier's face when I have like 8 pounds of chicken and 4 pounds of steak only in my cart next time. Yeah, I'll think about that. I'll think about doing a bunch of meat. Episode 2 of Gundam War in the Pocket is called Reflection in a Brown Eye.
That was a little off-putting.
Woo! Yep.
Most of the time that I'm staring straight into a brown eye, I'm wondering about myself in that moment.
Yeah.
I'm like, what brought me here?
Reflections in a Brown Eye is like a is like another shitcore album or like a like a gore core, whatever it's called.
Scatcore.
Scatcore. Yeah, Al wants to hold a soldier's gun. Wait, I forget this. What's happening here? I've written, guy takes his camera and has a look. Oh, right, it's Bernie. Okay. This guy is a character. So he meets the pilot of this downed mobile suit. And he trades the camera with like the footage of the experimental Gundam, or at least the facility. Oh yeah, he films like the crate. And he trades it for his badge, and then he grabs the storage, like the floppy disk, and heads out. And the school's destroyed, so school's out, which the kids are psyched about. And then that's when the soldier that Al met, he's assigned to the team that we saw in episode 1, the ragtag bunch of degenerates. And I've written, I just want to fly a robot. I don't know who's saying that. I don't know who's saying that. I guess it's Bernie.
That's you saying it, man. That's you.
No, well, I didn't.
No, this is you expressing your inner feelings,
I
man.
don't think I did really. I wasn't
Let's
really.
let's
jealous of
unpack
him.
this.
I think Bernie just wants to fly a robot. He doesn't. I don't know. Oh no, the kid does. That's why he goes back to the crashed suit in the woods at night, and it still works. So he sits in the cockpit a little bit, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with Bernie. Meanwhile, I was confused because they're doing this mission to grab the secret ship from the base that they got the film from, and they put him in a ship and they put a dead body next to him in the cockpit, and then they shoot it through the glass. And I was very confused for a while. He only seems partly fazed by this. I guess it's to make it more convincing that he's a civilian because he has a dead guy next to him. I don't know. I don't know what that really was supposed to do.
You've completely lost me here. I've a decent portion of a bottle of Evan Williams Black Label Deep right now.
You do remember it, right?
Of course.
Okay.
I remember. Yes.
Okay, great. And there's a tense cargo paperwork scene where he's about to get found out, but then the other members of the team show up and who are also disguised as like warehouse dudes, and they save him. And then Al's running home and he almost gets run over by the team who are on some trucks, and then he jumps on one of them because he recognizes one of the guys because he's the guy from the mobile suit. So now he's riding the truck. That's where episode 2 ends. And then episode 3 might be the least eventful. He gets tossed off the truck, and he gets the cops to look for the guys for him, and then he decides against it, and he gets the cop to leave. But now he's in with the Xeon guys, and now he just starts helping them. It's a great.
He doesn't understand.
Well, I didn't know he didn't understand, because he's like, you think, like, I don't know what I thought, but it's like he's helping out these dudes, and then, like, way later in the series, he's talking to his friends, and he's like, what do you mean we're at war with them? Like, you just didn't realize they were on the other side somehow?
Well, it's like they're a neutral colony.
Oh, right.
So
I forgot to factor that. Okay, so it's not really them against Xeon. They're just being occupied by the Feddies, they call them.
Right.
All right.
So he doesn't have an understanding beyond cool mechs are cool, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the extent of his real knowledge.
He didn't realize that most of the people in his colony are on the Feddy side.
Yes.
I got you. So he's talking to the guys. Bernie then drives him home, and he has this nagging ass mom bitch. Goddamn. I've written, this is just the story of a little dude who's sick of getting badgered by women and just wants to skip school and do cool war stuff with the boys. Which is true, kind of.
I think that's also 1917. Don't quote me on that, though.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, I choose to believe that that's what it's about. So Chris, his neighbor, then takes out Bernie with a bat, and I was thinking, shouldn't he also have some CQC skills? He's like a soldier, but I guess she's also trained in that because she is also in the army.
I had a severe problem because I'm straight up in love with Chris.
She has no character. Come on,
no,
man.
No,
she's just a redhead.
It's purely aesthetic qualities. Also, soldier lady. That's all I need, baby.
She doesn't even do that much soldier stuff. It hardly even shows her in the cockpit.
But she does flies the Gundam.
A little bit, yeah, for 5 minutes. There's not a lot of Gundam fights in this, by the way. Maybe that's true of all Gundam series. I don't know. It's more about the characters. I knew that part, but there's really not. There's a lot more development than there is
fight
combat. Yeah. So the Xeon guys are doing their plan. They're putting a big blue robot together to go and capture this advanced Gundam. And then that's when we are told, okay, Chris is the pilot of new cool Gundam, so that's why she's in here. And Al and Bernie go exploring and discover the hidden Federation base, and they sneak in, and there's a neat space sequence where they have to go outside the colony, like on like a balcony, and like jump to another one to get inside.
That is a good sequence.
And
Kind of weird.
There's no sound, and they have to touch helmets to hear each other, which is cool.
Yeah,
there's cool little detail.
Selective audio in that sequence.
Not even like space audio where it's like a low hum. It's just silence, which is nice. I'm not really like a science nerd where like I need space scenes to be silent, but it could be cool.
Because those things could be generating their own atmospheres. You don't know.
Not outside. They have to wear helmets.
I know, but it it doesn't have to be that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah,
just enough where you can hear shit.
If you're gonna do the no sound in space thing, I want commitment, and they do commit correctly, so I like it. And then wow, cool robot. They see a cool robot. Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm looking away from the war is bad arc and looking at the cool robot, and try and stop me, bitch.
I'm down with the robots. I mean, like, if you tell me right now I can get in that robot and fly it around and shoot some stuff, I'm in.
Mm-hmm. That's the end of that episode. Episode 4. I like this line out of context. I've written Al scores some hot picks. Not of Chris, it's of the robot. And then Francisco or whoever gets some info from a bartender. Oh, Garcia, that's his name. One of the guys on their team is
yes,
a southern, south of the border fella, an equatorial gentleman.
South of the border.
I like equatorial gentleman better. That term I just coined.
One of those ethnic types.
Yeah, they have a guy on the inside, and by inside I mean running a bar. And Bernie's team is not happy with him that he just snuck onto this base with this kid. But then it's Christmas time, I guess. And that's why okay. One of the best line in the series. What's a Gundam?
Yeah. Did
you watch this dubbed?
I watched the sub.
Okay, me too. But yeah, he has this long conversation with his classmates where he's like, "What the fuck is a Gundam?" But I guess it does make sense because it's a specific kind of mobile suit. And that's also when he learns that they are enemies, sort of, or at least according to his friends.
But do you know what Al Qaeda is when you're 8 outside of like?
Yes, and you really don't like them.
Oh, okay.
There are no 8-year-olds who don't. I mean, like maybe now, like 2020, sure. I guess I didn't. In 2006 or whatever, I was psyched when they hanged my boy Saddam.
Were you really? Okay, because I was pretty much in the camp of I just want to play Pokemon. I
was mostly playing Pokemon, and then I saw in the news that they got the mean beard
Ladies
guy.
and gentlemen, we got him.
Yes.
That's what it said. That's actually what I said when I captured Mewtwo for the first time. They synced up perfectly.
Nice.
And you know what?
It's like poetry.
Yeah, in my autobiographical film, there will be a sequence where I'm playing Pokemon, and then on the television screen,
there it is. I was just listening to my favorite band. Sum 40. What was I forget who he was listening to. Blink 182, maybe.
That's fucking funny.
A shiny Ponyta.
Oh right. Oh my god. Okay, I was
You've
like,
seen that video. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Where he has the 8 Game Boys going. Yeah. And he's somehow controlling all of them.
That guy's a legend.
Hell yeah.
a shiny Ponyta, and then that's great. That's
everyone made fun of him in 2009 or whatever. That guy spent years listening to fucking I forget, Sum 41 and just looking for ponytails.
Probably Sum 41 or like My Chemical Romance or something.
Mm-hmm. Another casualty of society. Just 3 ass Game Boys.
There it is.
There it is! He has this auto ducking on where the song, the music gets quiet every time he screams. I still remember that. What were we talking about?
Oh my god, we're coming up on the 10th anniversary.
Oh, shit.
July 19th. We should try to capture
Mark
a
it on
shiny
your calendar.
on that day.
You
Anyway.
can, yeah. What's going on in episode 4? So the Xeon guys are kind of stranded now because of political stuff. This colony has like banned Xeon ships from entering. So they're planning to steal the Alex and hightail it out of there. There's a character named Dick Lumumba. Oh, he's a doctor or scientist. I don't know. Al talks to him.
He's in a wheelchair.
Yep.
You know.
The Xeon dudes infiltrate the base posing as Australians. I checked the dub. He is doing an Australian accent in that scene, which I was happy with.
How's the accent?
It's not great, but it's like, you know, if I was some guy living on a space colony and a guy was talking like that, I would just be like, I guess he's Australian. The big blue mobile suit is being a decoy. It's got a drinking guy in it. And the Xeon guys get figured out because he says it's summer in Australia, and one of the actual soldiers in the base goes, "Hey, wait a second. It's summer in Australia," because he was talking about it being winter. Which couldn't he just be wrong? He could still he could still be Australian. He could just have it fucked up. Like
you don't know the last time he was on Earth.
Yeah, he could just be like, "Oh, it's winter, so in winter it would be snowing in Australia where I'm from." You could maybe not realize that. Oh, right, I forgot it's revert.
Time dilation.
I wouldn't shoot him based on that fuck up.
I read that a different way. I read that not so much as he made the connection, so much as he got the orders and then he was like throwing that back in his face. But maybe
that also could be true.
Correct.
But like the orders from who? Like who figured it out and how?
Someone became aware of the fact there are infiltrators in this facility and they're here.
It is really easy to sneak into places in this series. Yeah, like I guess someone could have just figured out like, hey, they don't have. Who are these guys? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. But just everyone in the base gets super fucked up. There's a huge gunfight. Yeah. Garcia is down. He blows the thing. It doesn't really work.
This is brutal, by the way. I was not ready for this to happen in the 4th episode.
Yep. Stakes are raised. Chris has entered the Gundam.
Oh god, the anxiety around too.
The blue Xeon guy, he appears to have blown up it's called the Alex, by the way, the new Gundam. But he really just takes off like the outer it's like the storage armor or whatever. Blue guy goes down. His booze has been shot wide open. Cap's dead. Everyone's fucking wasted. Garcia is down. I already said that. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Were there other guys? I think there was another guy. There's at least one other guy. So episode 5, the Xeon. There's an out of place scene with other Xeon guys that we don't know, and they're arguing about nukes, and one of them just shoots the other one, and he's like, I win that argument because I shot you. His name is Colonel Killing or something, Lieutenant Killing.
Lieutenant Killing.
Appropriate.
Beautiful.
Oh, and I also want to talk about this screenshot I have up right now of Chris's parents, where there's this one shot where they look they look like a Norman Rockwell painting or something. Like that
ties into that propaganda thing you're mentioning earlier.
A lot of the frames in this are just like, oh, look at proud parents of our women soldiers, and then like.
That must be exactly what they're drawing from, though. Like,
it almost seems that way. Yeah, I don't know.
Which that makes,
But they're just looking at Bernie being like, please impregnate our proud Firecracker daughter.
I love it. It just feels like it's drawing from those sources, and I really appreciate that about it. And I would hope that the rest of Gundam is this way too, like drawing from 20th century iconography and politics and stuff, because this is the stuff that gets me right to my core.
Yes, I like it a lot. Okay, so yes, they decide to nuke. What's this colony called? I don't know. The police question Chris about what happened during this this fight she had, and then Al finally is perturbed about something because he sees a dead kid being pulled out of the rubble of this building, and that's the first part of his development where he's like, oh no, war bad. After
bad indeed.
Hundreds of people in his small town have been killed. Make it seem like a small town. It's a very large colony. I guess it's a town.
You can see cities across the way. It's insane. Like the skyline, and like the sky is just completely dominated by like cities and like you can see street lights and stuff that make like a grid pattern and everything. It's a pretty unique environment. And obviously, like the purpose of this particular OVA is to tell a smaller scope story inside of this larger universe, and I think it does a very effective job of selling the fact that this is happening inside of a larger world.
Yeah. Al is hanging out with Byrne in the woods. He knows that Zeon's going to nuke the place. Bernie is just getting out. Al wants to beat the Gundam and stop it from happening. Side note, Al's voice really starting to grate on me. He is always just fucking shouting in a kid way. I'm not loving it. But he's supposed to be immature because that's like he's develops. I guess it's fine. Bernie sees Chris at the airport, but I guess it's not her, but she's freaking out about something. And like I get it, but I can't explain it. Somehow that influences him to. I guess it just makes him think that like everyone on this colony has like a life and they have stuff going on, so he decides to save them. Something. He's like arguing about a boyfriend or something.
Just generally a little broad for me too. I think he was just appreciating the fact that he's always dealing in these kind of like, life or death situations, but most of the people will never be exposed to that kind of thing. And then if he has the chance to save people from that level of grief, then he should do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does she say something about is she running away from something? His thing is that he decides that he's not going to run away.
He is running away. She is running away from a relationship. Okay. I believe she has a bad relationship.
And he's like, I'm not gonna run away. Burns back, baby. So yeah, they team up, and episode 6 is just hanging out, bro stuff. They're grabbing weapons from a stash. Al distracts some soldiers, and meanwhile Bernie grabs his truck full of weapons that his former teammate left there, and they hash this Santa balloon trap plan to capture the Alex. I
quite like this plan.
And there's they play the opening for the second time in like 5 minutes of them. This montage of them fixing up the mobile suit, the one in the woods still. How's no one found that thing? They're just turning it on, and it's very big. It's got to be loud. He's just sitting up in it, upright.
It was nice of them to create this much open forested space on this colony, because it feels
even
like
then it's like he's holding Al up on his hand, and like he's looking out and he can clearly see his whole town, which means his town can see him. I don't know.
I'll let it slide.
Oh, yeah, sure, why not? It's really well camouflaged. It's green. So then Al's dad's coming back, and he's meeting his dad at the airport, and I knew it's how that scene has to go. Like, his dad has to have some kind of important piece of information, because otherwise the scene doesn't really make sense. So it's like, what is going to happen with his dad? And his dad's like, yeah, they just destroyed a ship with a nuke on it. And I was like, oh fuck, plan's off.
Yes.
So he bolts for Bernie, but
I love this twist. I love this so much.
Something had to happen, right? Yeah. So,
and we're heading towards just complete disaster, and there's nothing that can be done.
So he Bernie lures the Alex out, who Chris is still piloting, and they have this fight in the forest. Wild sax solo, the namesake of this stream. It's still cheerful synths while they're fighting, but also crazy, just insane sax. And also just the lightsaber noise. The Gundams have lightsabers. Did you know that?
Yes, this was a reminder that they have straight up lightsabers, and they make straight up lightsaber sounds, and they don't even try.
They don't even
because
try.
Gundam came out 1 year after fucking Star Wars.
Gundam does not fucking care, yeah. And then that noise just got added to like every anime sound effect library, and it's just in every 80s and 90s OVA, and they don't fucking care. So you may have been fooled by the fact that all this music and like tone of this show is pretty lighthearted, and then Bernie's ship gets stabbed straight through the heart, and that's when I was thinking, okay, I don't know a lot about Gundam, so are the pilots in the head? Because I was thinking, boy, I really hope they're in the head, and then my next note is, no, they're not in the head, man. They're super not in the head.
They're like mega in the body.
they're dead fucking center, boy.
They are hyper right where a lightsaber would go through.
Yeah. So yeah. That's it's the 80s. That's how it goes.
Man, it's really that's some rough stuff, dog.
Chris,
the kid is crippled. I mean, the kid is despondent, like straight up unable to process this.
He learns a thing or two. Yeah, no, it's tough love. Chris heads back to Earth, and yeah, fucking them's the ropes, kid. And then there's the stinger at the end, which is that he starts sobbing in like his back to school ceremony. And the last line of the show is his friends comforting him by assuring him there will be another war soon.
It's so good.
It's fucking amazing. It's so brutal, but it's like everything comes together. It's like, yeah, shit, man. Okay, you did it.
It's a level of on the nose that like transcends, because if you go on the nose and then don't like lean really hard into it, like intentionally, it doesn't work. But because it's so ironic and knowing and what it's doing, it works just perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I love that last sequence so much, because he's laughing and also crying, and that's some rough shit, dog.
Yep, that's probably Gundam. It's fucking that was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I was expecting happy Christmas hijinks, and now I'm sad because of these robots.
Because war is bad. Me no like war.
War is bad, but man, wow, cool robot. Wow,
war
cool
bad.
Robot.
War always bad.
Yeah. There's got to be at least one gun more. It's like, fuck yeah, war. Hope there's enough variance in tone. There's got to be at least one. I don't know.
I loved it.
Yeah, no, it's fucking fantastic. Especially the last couple episodes where they're just. Yeah. I loved the hanging out dynamic. Yeah, it's
getting
great.
to know characters and then having them be victims of a larger conflict. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly. I've heard people describe Gundam in this way, and I've heard people talk about it and say like this is what the show is really about. But
yeah, it's about how war affects people, and it's what I expected, in that it's good.
Yep, I can't. I'm fucked. My life's over.
That's why we were talking to wait, who was telling us to watch G Gundam?
James
was telling. Gundam I think looks fun. Maybe there's not as much death and sadness in G. There's probably still death, but it's like samurai death where it's still cool and fun.
Yeah, it's like dignified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. It seems like Gundam is exactly what I thought it was, and that's bad news for my life. Because like, how am I supposed to go on dates now? Because I can go on dates.
Now I know. Yeah. The nature of
war.
I've been in the shit. I've seen some things.
Man. Yeah, I'm very happy we watched this. I mean, it's been a long time coming. Neither one of us had seen anything Gundam related. Other than
I had watched some G Gundam on like Toonami in the early 2000s. It was a tournament arc, I remember, and I remember instead of a cockpit, there's like a little room where they wear a skin-tight
Yes.
suit, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
their actions are, and they feel the pain of the robot, and so he's getting like electric shocked because his robot's getting fucked up, and that's what I remember
Yeah.
from G Gundam.
That's my understanding.
And I've
of
seen
G Gundam
the
as
opening,
well.
Flying the Sky,
Um,
Shining Finger. Yeah, we should watch
Fuck it, man.
8th MS Team though. And then who knows? There's no other short Gundam series, so I don't know where we'll go after that.
I'll watch any kind of Gundam at this point.
Yeah, but it's more
So-
about the time. I'm willing to watch anything, but it's like, damn, dude.
I don't know. We could stack up some shorter.
You were
like,
you were talking about watching the movies. Apparently, those compilation movies, even for the original series, are pretty good. So it's
that
like
would be reasonable.
we wouldn't get every. It's probably not as when you have a slow burn, you get more attached or whatever.
It seems like a Full Metal Alchemist versus Brotherhood type situation where they're both good in their own ways.
But it's even more compressed, probably.
Right.
But also like even people who love Gundam are like, yeah, that first series, the animation's fucking rough. So, yeah, maybe looking at those movies.
It's amazingly we went through this whole thing without talking about the aesthetic of it, because I loved the way that this looked.
I mean, it looks super. Hey, those Blu-rays looking nice,
Sharp.
super sharp. Yeah. Like the face is a little fucked up in some shots. They just put weird lines on them. Everything, most of the time is good. Robots look great.
I love the
there's not that much
detail of the
robots.
environments. I like the space airport. When you're waiting to get up, get off the colony or whatever.
Pretty similar to a regular airport, honestly.
I thought that it felt lived in and appropriate though. Like
Felt more spacey.
There was one particular thing that I noticed, which was that they were on like a people mover, like a people mover at an airport. And as they passed through the environment, there were different levels of wear and tear on the different parts of the environment. Like they'd individualized the scuffs on the handrails or whatever. And I was admiring that kind of finesse and that.
Oh,
kind
like
of
more
detail.
people had stood in one spot, so the thing was more worn out or whatever.
Yeah,
They took reference photos, and not to knock them or to take away from, but yes, that's good.
Very happy, very impressed.
Very happy very satisfied with how sad I am.
Yeah.
Very happy with how bummed out I am about this boy learning about death.
Yeah, just shoot the sadness straight into my heart.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Gundam, for injecting the loss right into my aortal vein.
What else we got, man? What else we got?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, but I feel like we sufficiently covered the Gundam and got some final thoughts.
What timeline is Reconquista and G in?
Reconquista?
Reconquista. That's the one that is either was actually done on cells or just they made look like it was animation. It looks so goddamn amazing. There's film grain. Oh, the line art.
This is the correct century.
Oh, so it's after. So we got to watch Turn A. Oh no.
Oh wow, this does look good.
There are
what
movies.
The fuck?
Yeah, Tomino came back for that one. So
And
it's
then
like people don't love it, but it's like it looks the fuck. I just love grain.
Ooh, I like the character designs in Turn A. Damn. Oh, this looks good. This is from. Wait, these are designs from like '99. Fuck.
What year was Turn A? Was that 99?
99 into 2000. Oh, this looks fucking ill.
I bet that's all some good stuff.
There's so much Gundam. I feel like this has opened something up in that I've been at least pretty ignorant to the larger Gundam franchise as a whole.
What is going on in Turn A Gundam? Hold on.
It's
I'm gonna
also,
send you.
It's almost like Fate Stay. You know, like
I
the
think
Fate
I think that's a boy.
Oh, I thought that was a hot girl.
Which means I'm allowed to show the nips on our stream. Was that where the Borat swimsuit came from?
Very nice. Tony.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Great. Yep, that means it's time to end the podcast, everybody.
Every time the fucking Borat accident comes out, it means we're devoid of content.
Yeah, this character designer has got to be Reconquista and G and Turne. They both look like Eureka 7 characters. It's got to be the same character designer. And also, what's the airship show?
Did they do porn?
Yes. Hold on.
I hope they did porn.
Turning Gundam character design. Oh.
Even the boys look like girls.
Akira Yasuda anime. Hold on, I'm ensuring that this is the right character designer. Nope. Oh wait. Nope. Well, sometimes you're on the money, sometimes not. Oh, Overman King Geiner. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. It's it's a lady, I guess. Akiman.
You gave it a good shot.
Yeah. Wait. Then who designed? Hold on. You Phil. I'm gonna look up the.
Gundarn,
nice.
huh? Those gun. I'm wondering how much of my budget a month I really need to spend on food, and how much of it I can actually spend on Gundam.
Maybe it only looks a little bit like Eureka 7.
I do have to say the mech designs in this particular series we watched were not necessarily. They didn't compel me to immediately go out and start buying figures. But I'm sure if I watched something a little bit more involved, I would become really attached to a particular few and then want to own them physically. I do like the designs, though, and I would want something with like a decent access to the cockpit, I think.
Access to the cockpit?
I want to look at the cockpit. I want to be able to open it up. And
you want that level of... Wow, I don't know if they... I mean, I guess they probably make those...
The cockpit matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they doing a Aren't they doing like a full size Gundam?
Okay.
Tokyo?
Reconquista and G I was right about. Character design Kenichi Yoshida. He did Eureka 7.
Nice, dude.
He did King Geiner also. I wonder if they kind of work together probably. I was right. Sort of.
Nice, man.
What were you saying?
That's all I got. I was just talking about the life-size Gundam statue in
Oh yeah. What's the most expensive Gundam item I can get right now at amiami.com?
A gold-plated Gundam.
Okay. For some reason, my web browser won't let me. Do I have to do www? There we go. Some websites they still don't redirect www to the actual site.
Are we gonna do another Fate at some point?
Yeah, we should watch. Yeah, we're gonna watch Fate Zero, obviously.
Fate Zero. Okay.
You can't sort by highest price. Dude, come on.
I
want to spend money. Let me. How about on Big in Japan? Yeah, there's Fate Zero, and then we can watch either, like, we could watch Carnival Phantasm, or we could watch Fate. What's the spinoff?
Unlimited. Wait, no, that's Unlimited Blade Works. Fate. Grand Order's the game.
Yeah, no, Grand Order. They made a series of Grand Order, right? Or no, we could do Fate Extra, or we could do
Extra.
Yeah, Fate Grand. There is Fate Grand Order, but there's also Fate Prototype. Wait, no, there's Fate Apocrypha. That's the two-core one that's based on. I don't know what it's based on.
You could get yourself a Gundam Astray Red Flame for the low price of $300 American.
The most expensive Gundam thing that's not in stock is this Mobile Suit Gundam HY2M 1/12.
I'm seeing it.
Which is
That's
probably pretty big for a Gundam, which is $4,500 American dollars.
Yeah, that's really
That's 449,000 yen.
I just love how like low detail it is because it's an early Gundam design.
Yeah, but are there like 1 meter? 1 meter
So 3
tall, I
feet,
guess.
3 feet
30,
tall,
35 kilograms. It's like a person. Nice. Okay. And then what's in stock?
You cannot sort. You can just
You can't
make
do
a
both. You can do in stock or most expensive. The most expensive thing I'm seeing is this mega size model 148 RX 782. It's got a shield and a gun. 148th scale. It's $150. That's not very expensive. Yeah, I'll work on that one. I don't know.
Well, I think we got it.
Avail. Okay. There's a $300 one that's in stock. That's the most expensive Gundam thing you can buy.
Where can I?
1/60th. The Gundam Astray, not Gundam Astray, not Ashtray.
That's the one I was telling you about.
Oh, okay. I was not listening.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
It's got a sword.
Where can I buy calorie mates?
I'm sure you can just get them on Amazon. All right, we got to end this. Now we're just talking about calorie mates.
Yeah, let's go do some piracy.
You can't pirate calorie mates. Oh, no, you mean in Sea of Thieves? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, 2 viewers. We're moving on up, baby, for tuning in. Or at one point, I don't know about right now. Mage was here at one point too, as well as Gearhead. Hopefully, Mage didn't just like change his name to Gearhead. Selling my hopes. Now there's 2 of you. So yeah, we'll be back next time with more XFL summaries,
yes.
Stats, info, theories, fan theories, and
XFL fan theories.
fiction. Yeah.
And then Mr. Football Man done slid his whole beefy member inside of other football man's butthole.
I was thinking more like a trapdoor opens in the field and
it's an
he hate me comes out, in like the Undertaker outfit.
I want to watch an XFL isekai where a bunch of football men get transported to another world.
Nice. Thank you for catching us live, Gearhead. We should plan these better, but the schedule it's
erratic to say the least.
Yeah, we kind of are just like 2 hours ahead, being like, let's do a show now. We should be more responsible, or not. Maybe it adds to the flavor of the show. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Gundam.
Can't you see that you are